looky here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
I wish you could go in. So we're still sitting here looking at JT's tablet, remember, yesterday? It was updating, getting all those notifications. Can you see how many notifications you finally got? She just turned on a tablet. It was dead for a long time. It had to catch up on notifications and everything.
I don't know how many. There were a ton, because then when I did, I pulled
there
down
were a
this,
ton.
It was just, it purred. It was purring.
It was hilarious is what it was.
Coming down left and right, man.
That was awesome.
They were everywhere. Anyway, so what podcast is this?
This would be episode 124.
Excellent.
124 of It's Pat and JT. We'd like it if you guys could follow us if you're not already on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And that would be It's Pat and JT. Our website is patandjt.com and 402-403-9478. It's our phone number, or WIST.
WIST. Oh, and just an update also, that I had mentioned my new favorite follow on Facebook was Apple Funeral Home. Mm-hmm. And they got back to me. They gave me a shout out, literally. I thought it was really nice.
That is pretty nice.
And so in case you're all wondering, I got a guy. So actually it's Sally is who responded to me. So she said, see, funeral homes aren't so scary.
Well, some of them are funny.
Some of them are. And one I wanted to respond to but I didn't, because they had 5-star reviews. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know how they did that. Because their customers probably don't have social media where they're at.
You know who's good? They're going to get a call from Dominican Republic.
Stop.
Because everybody that goes to the funeral home.
That's terrible.
They're only going out one way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they just have a lot of fun. And it's just kind of a kick. So if you get a chance, because this was their latest post yesterday.
I have a flat tire. I thought I should have brought asparagus.
Asparagus.
Okay, that's dumb. That's so dumb, funeral home.
That was great.
Oh my gosh.
Made me laugh. And then one that they posted, I had to laugh out loud because I swear to God, do you remember, did you have a swing set when you were a little kid?
No, I didn't know. I babysitter. We had trees and ditches to play in.
Did you have a swing in a tree?
Nope.
No tire swing?
I don't think so. I don't think I had a swing set. I really don't.
Had a tire swing. I used to love that because I twisted up as tight as you can and then just spin as fast as you could. Yeah. But we had the metal, highly safe swing set.
Yeah, friends of mine had that one too.
Right? And so it's got the little piece that you can have two people can ride sitting facing each other. One kind of looked like a seesaw.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Right.
That was so fun.
Had the two swings, and you swing as high as you could and get to going so high that you lift the poles off the ground. Yep. We went over.
I've witnessed that before at the babysitter. I'd seen that happen before.
Fortunately, when we went over, because I'm thinking about it now, just okay, wait, doing my math and angles and everything else. Yeah.
Could have been really bad.
As it turned out, it wasn't as bad as it could have been because we were on the downswing when it was going down, and so we didn't have to fall that far to hit the ground. But we could have been behind it.
Oh, it would have been terrible.
And pulled it.
It would have been awful. It was just, and if you notice now.
It wasn't attached to nothing.
Have you noticed, I don't know if there's regulations on swings more now, but there aren't. One in Waterloo in the playground had the really high ones with the long chain, so you'd really get going.
Yes.
And anymore at the elementary schools that the kids have gone to, and the ones that I've seen, they've heard the swings. There are swings, but they're short.
They took all the fun out.
They
of
did.
It
probably for a good reason.
Erased all the fun.
Gosh.
I never heard of anybody getting hurt. Did you ever? I mean,
I fell off a swing. I fell at the babysitter, and her swing set was it was a wooden one, high. And you would sit down on a plank, like a little wood plank, and you'd swing. So I thought it'd be a good idea to stand up. So I'm standing up on the swing.
I used to do that too.
And I fell over, flipped upside down, hit my head, and had to go have stitches. That was my first. That was my first stitches that I ever had.
First
stitches. I think I was like, I don't know, 10, maybe 9.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was scared to death.
Yeah, man. Wow. I remember swinging on those, and I remember standing up. I hated the ones that were the rubber, like formed to your butt.
Yeah. Because you couldn't stand up on it.
You couldn't stand up. That was one thing. It defeated my purpose. And then the other was that it'd stick to your butt if you're wearing shorts.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Not either. And it's hot on summer days.
Yeah.
Because they were black rubber.
That's why you just sit inside and eat cheese like I did. Don't go outside. You know what never sticks to your butt? The love seat cushion. Yeah, just don't. I learned that at an early age.
Unless it's pleather.
I didn't roll with pleather.
You didn't roll with pleather. You threw the Afghan down first,
Yep,
didn't you?
Heck yeah, I did. I'm not going to stick to that crap.
Well, I wanted to show you one more.
Okay.
This is from Apple Funeral Home as well. I think you'll recognize that post.
Yeah, did they repost you? Oh, that's our Facebook.
That's our Facebook.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
So this is, we have been podcasted. Check this out. And yes, I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, we got reposted.
So that'd be the accounting for the spike in the little downloads
Central
yesterday.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Exactly. So
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, 308.
Yes, thank you very much for that.
I'm assuming that's 308, right?
Yes.
308.
Grand Island is 308, as Vers would call it, God's country.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, earlier you said your first stitches.
Yes.
How many stitches have you had? Not total stitches, but encounters.
3. Well, not counting surgery, like my leg surgery, not counting that, but like injury stitches.
Injury stitches. Yeah, not
3.
operation stitches.
3. I had two in my head, and I think you can still see the scars. And then one here on my leg right there.
Oh.
Big gash. It was a stupid big banana seat on my banana fender, I guess, whatever those. I had a bike with a banana seat. I'm getting all my bike parts mixed up. Gosh, damn it.
Let's just lay it out, though. He had a banana seat.
I did. Well,
did you have tassels?
I don't remember. I doubt it. I don't think my grandpa would have let me have tassels.
But he gave you a banana seat.
He did.
That's
Because
all right.
I think you know what they know when you have a fat grandkid. You don't throw them up on a slim fit road bike seat. So they gave me a nice fit for comfort banana seat.
There you go.
And it may have been a girl's bike too, as a matter of fact,
You didn't have to get that leg over.
I honestly think it was a girl's bike because I didn't have the dexterity nor the amount of shorts to keep replacing the ones that ripped when I'd lift my leg over it.
Oh.
Yeah, and it had a fender, like the fender wheel thingies.
Yes.
And I was driving in their yard, and I wasn't even going fast. I was actually going too slow because I was going like between two things, and the bike tipped over, and I went forward, and my legs on the fender. And I remember, and it was deep.
Scared you.
Yeah. Oh, it's and that actually might have been my first stitches, second stitches on my head. I don't remember, but I know my grandpa took my leg stitches out for me. Didn't go back to the doctor.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I was scared to death, but it was. I mean,
did you at all have
fine.
a feeling in your gut like this isn't right? Grandpa, I should go to the hospital.
He kept telling me that I did this in the Navy. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know what I should. I remember that specifically laying in the living room, in his living room, and I'm saying, it's okay, I did this in the Navy. I'm like, I don't know what that means, Grandpa. But it worked out fine.
I love it. That's hilarious. I was trying to think Actually, I was going to say something about your stitches too. So the first one was the leg, and then you had the two.
And then I had the head falling off the swing, and then another one. It was those I guess they're angle irons, kind of those poles you see that hold up snow fences.
Oh yeah.
I had a pile of those.
That's T-post?
Yeah, T-post.
They're T-posts,
yep.
right?
We had a whole stack of those at my grandparents' house, and I was holding one for some reason, and I was trying to introduce a mouse to Jesus.
Oh.
And I was like 11, and I hit it. Or I swung, and I missed the earth, like literally, because the end of the post didn't stick in the ground. It went like this, like swung out. Yeah. And it hit the other pile of them, and another T-post flew up and hit me in the head. Like it was a cartoon.
It was.
And then it had to have stitches on that one too.
If only you could have just stepped on a rake.
Right. I've never done that.
Make it easier. Much easier to explain. Oh my God. I've only had stitches once, and that was car accident, and that was over my eyebrow. That was it. That's the only time I've had stitches.
Yeah,
thankfully.
Stitches aren't a big deal as long as they're not, like on a prominent, like right there above your eyebrow. It's not that noticeable. Like
it really
was across your nose.
It was close enough to my eyebrow itself that you really didn't notice, except for the massive bruising that came with it.
Swollen eye and
you didn't even notice the stitches.
2 weeks later, oh, you had stitches?
I'll have to show you those pictures.
Yeah.
Because that was from the accident before. Yeah, I was here.
I don't think you were here because I've never seen your face messed up. It was before here. There's no way it was here because I didn't.
It had to have been before.
Yeah.
I can't remember for sure, but it was like right around the same time because I know what we were doing is that accident, since we're talking about my accidents again, why not? I got
Might as
plenty
well
of
throw it
them.
out there. Got plenty of material.
I got stories. But I was with a girlfriend and in her truck, and we were going to the area bars. We had just left Sutton to pick up, because they had in each one of the bars, they had left collection jars for her Pheasants Forever group. Stop. Just stop.
Hold on. Did you just say that out loud? Oh my God.
And so we were collecting the jars and the money. We were just going around and collecting the money up. And it was late, and so perhaps it was really late, actually. But we were not drinking, I will tell you that much. Just so you know that. And that was proven by the blood tests that I had to take when I was taken to the hospital.
Wow, okay.
Because I was bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
But we were heading down a country road, and she was talking to me, and we're heading down a country road. I had to pee. So we stopped so I could pee. And then I got back in the truck. We took off, and we didn't even go half a mile. I didn't put my seatbelt back on.
Oh.
We came to a T intersection that she didn't see coming. And she knows that area like the back of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see it. But the sign was in the ditch. We discovered that the next day when her family went out there to that intersection. It had been removed. And it like they do.
Oh, hello, Sue the County.
Right? It had been removed. And so then came legally, there was the trying to follow the paper trail, figuring out when it was first reported that it was down, when it was first noticed that it was down, and why hadn't it been replaced. And anyway, that all went into the court stuff that I wasn't really a part of too much because I was trying to recover, but I hit the window with my shoulder and my forehead.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It
would hurt quite a bit.
It hurt more the next day. It wasn't at that moment. Shock set in.
Oh,
I didn't
for
feel a
sure.
thing. Yeah, I didn't feel a thing. But because it was the head wound, that was the only place I was cut.
Bleed like a pig.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you
all
would
over.
have thought I'd been gutted.
It's all really. It's scary.
And I'm sitting there. I remember sitting there in the seat, and I was trying to hold something on it, and then blood was coming through my hands because of whatever rag I had
And
on my
you're
head.
terrified, I'm sure.
At that point, I was.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Nope, not a clue. Didn't know. I didn't even know what we hit.
Right.
I had no idea.
You're loopy.
Yeah, it was terrible. So anyway, that was the only time, and I got taken. That was when the Ong Rescue Department had to come get me, and Ong's a little itty bitty town south of Sutton, and they're the ones that came and got me.
So basically, a guy threw you in the back of his Buick and drove you to the hospital. What kind of?
They're a little more sophisticated than that.
In Ong.
In Ong, yes, they are, and they did a fine job. That was my first ride in an ambulance too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't remember a whole lot.
I was
going to
say, how much do you actually remember concussed
I don't
like
remember
that?
very much at all.
You were in concussion protocol before.
Yes.
They even had concussion protocol.
But I did end up, with quite the bruise.
It is the facial bleeding, like when you cut myself shaving on my head or neck or whatever. It's terrible.
Unbelievable.
When my brother, and I know I've told this story before, so I won't tell the whole thing, but it's that when my brother he doesn't have an eyebrow. I always mix
Is that why
up
he
like
always
lashes
wears a
and brows.
ball cap pulled down over his eyelashes?
I don't know if that's why he
it's
does
almost
that.
down to here. He wears.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that, but I've never seen him without the ball cap on backwards.
Yeah, I don't know if
backwards.
I don't know
almost
if
all
he
the
would,
time.
if that's why, but maybe that is why.
He
But
has
he
an eyebrow?
No, because it got shaved down when he fell over the front of a head, whatever that's called, handlebars of a bike. Remember, I love it was the front. He was riding my bike, and I had decided to. I think I took the wheel off for some reason. Why did I take the wheel off? Oh, because I replaced the flat tire. So I replaced it, but I do not have a mechanic's bone in my entire body. So when I put the wheel back on, the tire back on, I didn't tighten the tire nuts or whatever they're called down. And so he was a mile away from the house. And it was a paved road, mile away, and he was, I don't know what he was doing, like jumping cracks or whatever on the street, like the front, like lifting the front wheel up.
Oh my God.
Well, he lifted up and the wheel kept going and he went straight down. Yeah, and face right into Pacific Street. And he was right at that point, he's winded, blood's pumping.
Yeah.
And he grinds his face down on the street, and he had stitches everywhere, and he had the wherewithal. He knew he was in front of my aunt's house.
Okay.
So he knew what happened. He knew he needed to get to the house.
Yeah.
But he didn't want anybody to see him. So he's walking, like my cousin Dan saw this thing happen, right? Saw it happen. So when he grabbed the bike, because my brother took off running, like to my grandma. So let's
like his
run.
tail's on fire.
Right.
Let's get the blood pumping.
Right. So he's like with every step, it's like like a ketchup squirter. It runs out of his face. But when a car came, he didn't want them to see him, so he crawled down in the ditch. So here is a kid bleeding profusely from like 8 holes in his face, laying face down in the ditch, sweaty.
It sounds like a scene out of a horror film.
Right.
But he's just wrecked his bike.
Right, that's it.
There's no monster.
Nothing.
There's nothing.
And so when he finally, the car passes, gets up out of the ditch, and keeps running down to my grandma's house, and my grandma so happened to be outside. Well, and the way my grandparents' property is, it's like it kind of is on a, I don't know, an acre maybe along Pacific Street. So when he's running up Pacific, he can either go to the cross street and go into the driveway or cut through the ditch and climb up through their yard.
Okay.
So he decided to do that because apparently there was another car coming. So as he's climbing, goes down through the ditch and is climbing through their grove of pine trees, bloody, ripped shirt, and my grandma's in the garden, and my brother sees her and goes, "Grandma!" And she turns around and hears her bloody grandson climbing up out of the ditch. And she's like, she didn't know what to think, you know?
She had to think he got hit by a car.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. I mean, that's what you would initially think is you got hit by a car. So then she took him inside, cleaned him up, and he had no clothes there or anything. So he literally was like 12 years old, sitting wrapped up naked in a towel on my grandma's lap, waiting for my mom to show up.
Oh, no.
I think he had like 8 stitches.
Oh, my God. And so he went through his whole life without one eyebrow?
Pretty much.
He didn't get a nickname out of that?
He was mad at me though. I don't think he got a nickname.
He didn't get a nickname out of that? Come on.
But that's a good point. I don't know why he didn't get a nickname
Wrecked
out of
a
that.
girl's bike and lost an eyebrow, and he didn't get a nickname out of that?
This was later in life.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a girl's bike. I was actually not even living at home anymore. He was like in high school. Like he was a sophomore maybe.
Okay, so you're saying he was more like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Than 12.
Yeah, he was like 15.
But he was still 15.
Because he wasn't 16.
And he was 15 naked, wrapped up, sitting on grandma's lap.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any better. Actually makes it worse.
He still deserves a nickname for that. You think about it too, riding bikes. We had a gravel driveway.
If you're learning on a gravel, you're learning how to ride a bike.
Yeah, trust me. I mean, it's like, it's do or die. It really is.
Sure.
It's do or die because you mess up your knees.
Yep.
Really, it's one thing to hit on concrete. Gravel's a whole nother game.
Because it usually leaves stuff behind.
Oh, always. I remember too, speaking of which, we had like pea gravel on the playground in elementary school. Mm-hmm. So you had the huge metal jungle gym, no net. You know, you're hanging.
Oh, for sure. Nothing.
You're like 15
Screws
feet in the
sticking
air,
out. Yeah.
hanging from your knees, back, whatever.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Gravel everywhere. And you think about all the stuff that we had. I wonder if any of those things still exist anymore. I have to go look because guarantee you the slides aren't there. The merry-go-round's probably not there.
Yeah.
That jungle gym can't be there. Not that jungle gym. It had so many rough corners, sharp corners where all the pieces came together and they were screwed together. And so there'd be these little ends.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You catch your coat on or catch something on.
Skin.
Your skin, your elbow,
right.
knee.
Catch all of it on.
Yeah, just thinking about all those things. I bet they're all gone. But we had pea gravel. So if you were running around playing, I don't know, let's pick an inappropriate game while we're at it. Let's play dodgeball or tag. Or better yet, Red Rover, where the only game you can legally clothesline somebody. Send them to the ground.
Or you could play a game that was popular in Waterloo, chase Pat and kick him in the nuts. That was a fun game. I don't know if they played that in Ashland too, or is it just in Waterloo?
I think that was exclusive to Waterloo.
Yeah.
We missed the boat, man.
Pull Pat's underpants up in the middle of his back, kick him in the seeds. Hide him in the big tractor tire. That's a fun game. Okay, so go ahead. Pea gravel. Playing Red Rover.
Whatever game it was where you'd wipe out sooner or later and bang up a knee pretty good and end up with gravel in your knee.
Yes.
And then you get sent to Mrs. Fudge, who was our nurse. And she was upstairs in the elementary school. And you go up to her office, and it was like right out of a movie, the nurse's office. Stark white, everything's in silver. You know, it's like, I mean, it's just
scary.
A scary place.
Yeah.
And she'd sit you down and go to clean that, and you did not want. I would rather have just stood outside and bled. But you'd get taken up there, and she'd go to clean it out, and instead of like a rag or something, paper towels, and not paper towels, not.
Oh, I'm sure
those
not.
kind that we have in the kitchen.
She probably went into the bathroom and pulled them out of the thingy.
Right?
Heck yeah.
Brown paper towels. Those brown
paper sacks.
Paper
basically.
sacks. Wet it down a little bit, and then just kind of like, it'd be like On your knee.
Forget that.
I'm not sure if we were therapy for her or
That's back when nurses at schools could do a lot. They could practically set broken bones and not
They
get in
really
trouble.
could. They really
And
could.
Anymore, you can't even. They can't really do much of anything. Like I have to.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
The kids have to. They monitor medicine. They can give
because they
them
don't want
ice
to be
packs.
responsible for any
Yes.
medications.
Yep. So you have to check in the medicine, Advil, anything like that. So the kids obviously can't take that stuff around, I guess. But yeah, they
She'd
really
give you-
can't do
she'd
much.
give you aspirin. Whatever. Give you a shot. I don't know. She'd probably do about
Probably.
anything. She could about
Shot
do
of
anything.
whiskey.
Right.
Whatever.
Whatever it takes.
Doesn't matter.
And nobody ever messed with her. Nobody
Yeah.
ever messed with Mrs. Fudge. I don't
Just
even know
with-
what happened to her.
I don't know.
Because yeah,
What a great last name too, Mrs. Fudge.
Mrs. Fudge.
Sounds like somebody from a cartoon.
I wonder what
you know?
happened to her. Now I think about it,
She's on Facebook,
I
maybe.
gotta find out. I'll have to ask. My first grade teacher's on Facebook.
Really?
Yeah, she's hilarious.
That's awesome.
She's hilarious. She's funny. I remember the first time I ever saw a teacher of mine drinking alcohol. It was her.
That'll wig you out.
It was her.
That'll totally wig you out.
And I was old enough where I could have called her by her first name. And I still didn't. Mrs. Myers.
Yeah. I know. When I randomly see teachers here, I never call them by their first name.
I can't.
It's just weird.
Yeah, I can't. It's
Yeah.
funny. It's just ingrained in you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, that was fun. That was a whole podcast talking about stitches, injuries, ditches,
Blood.
blood. There's not a lot of blood at Kugler Vision, though.
Nope. Hey, you went in for your consultation.
That's right. And I did record the whole thing, and I'm going to edit that down because there were some funny parts.
Some
in there.
moments?
Yeah. It wasn't even that necessarily funny. It was just awesome. It was just
I like
really cool.
the pictures that you posted.
Somebody said it looked like I had a helmet on. On Twitter, they said it looks like I had a helmet, and it did.
He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there. I didn't think it did. I really didn't.
But did I post a picture of me sitting in the chair with Rosenblatt behind me? Because I was in the South Omaha
that's the
room.
one he thought looked like a helmet.
Oh, I thought it was the one where I was looking in the laser thingy. Because
I don't know.
The other one, I just had enormous boobs.
I said, just pretend you were flexing your pecs.
Whose pecs flex like a cone? You can see my man
You
boobs.
can see his bra straps.
Yeah,
I liked it.
right. That is basically. I should have had a sports bra or something on. That was awful.
You have to start wearing a t-shirt.
Gee, under a t-shirt? How sad is that?
My undershirt for my t-shirt.
Just buy me t-shirts, babe.
But is it not cool?
Yeah, it's
the whole
just
place
cool.
and the exam rooms do not feel like exam rooms.
Yeah,
They feel futuristic. I mean, they've got
cool.
the big screen TV and you're learning while you're in there because they'll have a video playing of some type of information about the procedure or what to expect.
Yeah.
And but Dr. Kugler is awesome. He was on our podcast. We will have him back again.
He loved it. He said he had a great time.
He was so much fun. Get him back in here and all the people that work down there, just a world-class group. They really are. So if you're thinking about having that procedure done so you can get rid of your glasses, get rid of your contacts, it's a great time to check out Kugler Vision at kuglervision.com. Plus that same day LASIK,
That's a pretty good deal. Yeah.
it's highly possible that can happen for you.
And when it's been 8 years now, and I'm still at 20/20 vision. That's what
exactly.
And I honestly didn't think that I would be. I thought for sure they're like, yeah, you're 45 years old. Your vision's going to start deteriorating anyway.
It should.
But still at 20/20, no big deal.
I'm not even going to say, well, I had mine done in 2001.
Yeah.
To be honest. And my vision, I only have to up real close. I need to wear my readers for my phone. And I'll wear them with the computer just to give my eyes a break.
That's back when they used a spoon and a hot match for LASIK.
They did not.
It's like very experimental
They did
surgery
not.
back in 2001.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And I knew Dr. Kugler would be here.
That's right.
So there.
He was 11 at the time, but I knew he would be here.
I did, but I went in and had the consultation just to see how I was doing. And there's probably going to be, I'm going to be going back in because yes, my eyes are changing. Obviously, they're 20/20 looking when I'm just like in normal land, but I'm trying to get up close.
Yeah,
I'm
that's hard.
nearsighted there, but that's otherwise it's all good.
Yeah.
But I recommend it. I really do it, and can't recommend Kugler's more.
Oh, they're great. In and out in like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
In and out. So it was awesome.
Kuglervision.com, click the consultation tab.
I'm so happy that they support our podcast.
Yes,
and
I
thank
am.
you for downloading it. Subscribe, rate, review. Anywhere you get your podcasts, it's Pat and JT.
Pat Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.